Now, essence of the barrier coating. So, I would like to mention in this what is the barrier coating by definition. Barrier coating is a partition, it is separating two phases. Say we could say that permeability and barrier both are opposite things. From the paper point of view, when we speak of barrier, this includes resistance to water, resistance to air, resistance to oil, resistance to grease, and thermosil property also. So, reasons for barrier coating. Just I want to brief a little bit about this. What is the reason for barrier coating? So, when the kraft paper manufacturers they are making the paper, because of the some lacking or some problems in the system, there can be some order problems. So, these order problems, whatever the paper they are using for the packaging, either it is a flexible packaging or rigid packaging, whatever it is, either for pizza or any other food materials. This paper should not give any tainting effect on the food product. Suppose we are having the good flavor of the food, and this bad quality of the paper, if it catches the smell of this and transfer to the food material, this market for pizza or Zomato or whatever it is, they will lose the market. They are very big giants for the supply of the food in the e-marketing, and why they should lose? Because of this migration point. So, when this tainting effect or migration of the order from the paper point or surrounding points, it should not affect the market of the product. So, for that there are two aspects. One, we can eliminate the order problem in the mill itself, like Ms. Shiva told and other people also told how to make the order control in the system. Similar way, if there is any little bit failure in the product and there is a little bit possibility of the tainting effect and which is contaminating the food products, so there is a scope to give the barrier coating. So, barrier coating inward and outward. If we give the barrier coating inward, it can prevent the contamination from paper to food. If we give the barrier coating from outside also, it prevents the surrounding smell to pass to the food. Like suppose we say in the packaging material, the print material is say phthalates or printings. These printings should not go into the product. This is very especially FDA rules say that food products should not have any phthalates. So, in that way, to prevent that migration or tainting effect, barrier coating is a must. And types of barrier coatings. So, when we go for the paper and see the paper chemistry, we start with the carb value. Carb value is how paper is preventing the water absorption. So, from that, if the carb value is 20 or little bit higher, it is for writing and printing paper purposes. Whereas, for barrier coating papers, the carb value should be very low, less than 10, and this barrier coating should prevent the moisture, should prevent the water vapor, should prevent the oil, should prevent the grease and any other vapors which are affecting the food quality. So, in the earlier days, what they used to do in the cup stocks or in the case of food trays, they used to give simple lamination with plastic, and some people they used to give the lamination with aluminum foil also, like peanuts and groundnuts and some kaju other things. So, in these things what is happening is when this stock it is coming to the pulper side, all the junk, all the plastic material, it is getting separated in the high density cleaners, and most of the paper mills they are throwing this material outside, and because of this low density of this material, it is flying everywhere and difficult to collect and destroy it. And some typical examples I have given for barrier coating purposes and uses, and most of the cup stocks everybody will know it, and some people they give in the barrier coating with some coated material, white coatings and all. So, this it gives the aesthetic look also, just like we feel that we are eating the food in a good quality of tray. And this Chinese, that cup I have seen when I procured some veg Manchuria, that quality I am so much impressed. For 2 days, that is sustainable, and it is giving the barrier for oil, it is giving barrier for the temperature, it is giving the perfect quality. So, cup stocks, coated boxes, oil fat barriers. So, these are the essential properties for the barrier coating. So, other than that polycoated papers also there, and recently people are asking for the industrial use for corrosion resistance also, to wrap the bearing or to interleaf paper is there suppose between the steel foils. So, that kind of things for prevention of the corrosion also, a barrier resistant barrier paper which is corrosion resistant, that also can be used. And the genesis of the barrier coating, I do not know who told, maybe Shakespeare or somebody might have told it, sweet are the uses of adversities. So, like that this corona, it has given the adversity to us, people are bound to work from home, and they are not able to go for the restaurants, they are to procure the food online. So, this is a blessing, it has generated the e-market, and it has given the chance for flexible packaging paper, and even rigid packaging also, a perfect barrier coated papers. So, we should not use all kinds of barrier coatings. A barrier coating should be sustainable, it should be biodegradable, it should be approved by food grade coatings, and it shall prevent the transfer of vapors, water, grease, oil and everything. For the sake of tinting effect, why pizza people or Zomato people should lose their market, and they are giving a service to us. So, we have to give the service back to them, giving the eco-friendly barrier coating products. So, this thing I would like to say one thing, I do not know who told, maybe Perel's book in his book or Mahatma Gandhi, population is the worst part of pollution. Man because of his greed, man because of his comfort. So, he is taking the plastic and he is feeling it is more convenient, and they are making pollution everywhere. Zameen se, आसमान से, समुद्र में, हर जगह में plastic is plastic. So, I have seen some people also, so they are so much addicted for using the plastic, they do not want to go for the replacement, even if we are able to give in an economic way. So, I would like to say one thing, this bird it is carrying the small cup of this thing and throwing outside. So, we are educated people, why we do not feel like this? And I have seen many people traveling in the cars, they drink water or they use plastic trays. And after marriage functions also we see lot of trash everywhere. दिवाली के बाद में जितना कचरा भरता ही होता है रोड के ऊपर, फंक्शन के बाद में भी उतना कचरा भरा होता है. So, we have to be very much conscious, and it is not that government they can ban the single use plastic or they can do something, but the thing is public should have the consciousness. We shall give the alternative. If there is no alternative, how the public can accept it? So, if we give a better and viable alternative, definitely people stop use the plastic and they go for the alternative. So, eco-friendly materials for the best manufacturing practices. So, as we know in the paper making process, sizing is a common. So, sizing itself is also a barrier for water. So, Rosin, AKD, ASA, SMA, SIA, so either for internal sizing or maybe for surface sizing, we are using these conservable products. So, this is regular for sizing. When the hard sizing, and what is actually barrier? Barrier is we are using a hydrophobic chemical and a binder together to make a barrier component. So, when the hydrophobic material and a binder that become a paste or a water soluble product and it is pasted on the surface of the paper, it gives a hydrophobic property as well as a binding and surface compactness, and it will make the barrier. So, this can replace the plastics. So, earlier cup stocks they are used to give the polyethylene lining and even aluminum foil, but we are presenting the way for eco-friendly products. So, here I have given a brief discussion, Gunatmak Visleshan. So, what are the components we can use for barrier coating, and what are the components which will give a specific property for the barrier coated paper. So, here I have selected chitogens and polysaccharides combinations, and these are the eco-friendly raw materials. And along with that, fatty acids, animal and vegetable waxes, palm wax, rosin and Cajun combinations, and sodium alginate. Of course, polyvinyl alcohol and carboxymethyl cellulose filming also is there. So, whatever we select, it should be eco-friendly, it should be acceptable by Foods and Drugs Act, and it is biodegradable, and it is cost effective basically. So, this is application method. So, it is very simple. In the olden days, they used to go for the plastic filming and all. This is extrusion process or lamination process. Either they make the film formation by extrusion with the plastic films, but that we are not considering now. We are more concentrating on the water soluble, eco-friendly biopolymers, which give the barrier coating. So, this is simple technique. So, actually there can be two ways, either online coating or offline coating. So, people can go for online coating in the size press and appliances. In olden days, we might have seen JK paper mill, they used to give the TDL poster. So, after the making TDL poster, they used to give the wax coating. That is used to be in the biscuit packing and all. So, like that, but the order may not be consistent. Market have a differential demand. Sometimes they may ask this quality, sometimes they may ask different quality. So, to meet the market demand and to give a required product to the customer, so it is better to go for offline coating mostly. I don't, okay. So, I am missing the slides somehow. Can some, sir, this is not moving, madam. Next slide, it is not moving. Can you forward it? I am losing the time. So, I want to run with it. Actually, this scrolling I am very comfortable in this. Yes, I can let them. So, this will be rather, okay, this is comfortable to me, because this device I am not comfortable.
Laptop mein use karo.
Yes, sir. This is, thank you very much, sir. I have some time now. Okay, I am concluding it.
Another 2 minutes.
Yeah, okay, sir. I am making it fast, sir. No problem. So, this combination of the products, people will say, why Panth is selecting and talking about the chitosan. So, chitosan is a material which is a scaly material over the fish and marine fauna. So, मछली को कभी सर्दी नहीं पकड़ता है, हम लोग को ज़्यादा सर्दी पकड़ता है. So, this kind of material which is having the protective layer over the surface, so it is a best barrier to it. So, and equivalent to cellulose, chitosan is the best product available in the market, and it is plentifully available in the seafood. So, this kind of material we can use it. Other along with that, starch is plentifully available. Starch, citric acid, glycerin, these can give the biopolymer, and like that chitosan products also. Chitin from chitin we can make the chitosan. From chitosan it will go for the citric acid treatment. It is a soluble product that we can make it, and palmitic acid and palm wax is plentifully available in India nowadays. So, any fatty acid material which is hydrophobic in nature, which can be mixed with binder and it can be given for coating, and this will work as a perfectly eco-friendly barrier coated material. So, what is the prospect of the barrier coating? So, at present there is $4.8 billion US market, and in this decade, by the end of this decade, there is every possibility to increase this demand for barrier coated papers, $6.6 billion. So, there is a potential growth, and everyone want for eco-friendly products. So, maximum, of course, I do not want to specify about this one. We are very much concerned about the eco-friendly biodegradable products with the best manufacturing practices, and we give the best quality barrier coated products, and we believe in the circular economy. So, whatever the product we make it, it has to be going to the market, it has to be well utilized in the market, it has to come back to the production for reuse and recycle, or else if it is not been able to collected and it is going to the waste, so then it should be become a compost or it should be biodegradable. So, or else it can be used for landfilling also. If the plastic type of material is gone for landfilling, it will last for centuries, it will never degrade. But these kind of easily biodegradable products, it will degrade very fast, and this paper, it can be repulpable and it can be recycled. Thank you very much, sir. So, this is the conclusion. We go for the eco-friendly, sustainable products. Thank you all.